Hello? Frequency. So lesson 15.1, which is two-way frequency table. So if we want to make a two-way frequency table, the word frequency means the number of times an event occurs. And a two-way table shows the frequency of data that is categorized two ways. The rows indicate one categorization, and the columns indicate another. Then, once we have a table and we want to know how we can read a two-way table, then we are going to look at the two categories which we will work with. In this table in front of us, we have two categories. Is there anyone can tell me what is the two categories in front of us now? Which in the table here? Yes, Yahana.
Is the people who have in the town who have a bike and do not have a bike,
Exactly.
and some people shop at the farmers market, and some do not shop at the farmers market.
Thank you so much. So the two categories in this table, which we are going to work with, we have the people which they have a bike or no bike, and the people which they have a bike and shop from the farmers market and don't buy from the farmers market. في way to way table we have to care about this part or this rectangle, because in this rectangle the total for the column should be the same the total from the row horizontal. Then for the column, if you want to be sure that your table was correct, so you have to add two columns and then you will find the answer, and then you will add the two digits or two cells in the row and they should be the same. If you have different number, which means you have something wrong. So first you have to care about the total. For each cell in the two-way table or two-way table, for this one, which I'm standing on now, hit this one, this cell will represent the intersection between the column and the row. If I'm standing here, so who can tell me this digit or this cell represent what? This cell represent what? Grade 8.
The people who like the bike and shop at the farmers market.
Thank you. The people which they have bike and they shop from the farmer's market. Thank you. If I will change this one and I will go to stop in another place. If I will stand here, what this donate for?
People who have bike and don't have bike and don't shop at the market, farmers market.
The people which they don't have bike and will not buy from the farmers market. Then to work with two-way table, number one, you have to know how you can read a table. Second, how you can fill a space in the table. Third, how you can calculate the answer by percent. Later on, we are going to study relative frequency, but this one, it will be next Sunday, inshallah. But today, we will work with a frequency table. With the frequency table here, he said, a pool of 120 town residents found that 40% own a bike, then the total number of people in this town, how many? How many? The total number,
120.
120. So where we can put it in this table?
In the total, the
120. I will put it in the cell which intersection between the total vertical and the total horizontal. So because this one, it will be the key for our table. Then he said 40% own a bike. Then if you will say that 40% own a bike, then how many percent don't own a bike? He said 40% own
60.
60%. Yes, right? Then if I want to answer this question, so I will divide it into two parts. First, I'm going to put the total number of people at the top like this. And then I have two branches. The first branch talk about what? The people which they have what? Bike. And the other branch, the people which they don't have, so this one, it will be no bike. Okay. He said that how many percent in the town own a bike? 40%. Then we will calculate the 40% out of how many grade 8?
180.
So we can
820,
write,
sorry.
yes, 40 over 100 multiply 120. So it will be how many in this town have bike? It will be 48 because he said 40% own a bike. So I will take this number and I will go, and where can I put it? All the people which they have bike was how many? 48, right? Then who can tell me how many people don't have bike?
Multiply 60%.
60%. So we can calculate 60% of 120, or we can make 120 minus how many? 48.
72.
So it will be 72. Where we have to put it?
In the total, 48, then 72.
Okay, thank you, Akinzi. 42 and then 72. Why? Because this is all the number of people which they have bike, and this is all the number of people which they don't have bike. Let's continue. Of those who own a bike, he's talking about 48 or 72?
48.
48. 70% shop at the farmer's market. So what we have to do now, we will calculate what? 75% multiply by how many?
48.
48. So the answer it will be, the answer it will be equal 36. Then now we have 36 from the 48, both from the farmer's market. So we will back and we will put here 36, which means how many people they own bike and they didn't buy from the farmer's market? How we can find it?
Subtract 48 minus 36.
Thank you. So we will subtract 48 minus 36. So we have 12. Okay, here is it. After that, of those who don't own bike, which number? Which number?
72.
72. 25% shop at farmers. So we have to calculate 25% out of how many?
72.
Times 72. Yes. So the answer it will be, anyone calculate it? It will be 18. Then I will go and I will put it where? I will put it here. No bike, but they bought from the farmer's market. Which means how many people don't have bike and don't buy from the farmer's market?
54.
54. Yes. How did you find it?
72 minus 18.
72 minus 18. Thank you. Now we want to fill the two spaces here. So how we are going to find the answer for this one? We will add 36 plus 18. It will be how many? It will be 54. And in the opposite side, the second column, 12 plus 54, it will be 66. Now I want to check 54 plus 66. It will be how many?
120.
It will be 120. And 48 plus 72, it will be how many? 48.
120.
48 plus 72, it will be equal 120. Then, as I told you, to be sure that you answer correct question, then you have to add the vertical and the horizontal column and row. Okay? We want to solve this question like this. In your book, page 454. So please open your book, page 454. Book page 454. Did you open it?
Yes.
What do you have for guided practice at the top?
Miss Mary.
Yes, please.
In a survey of 50 students, 60% say that they have a cat. Of the students who have a cat, 70% also have a dog. Of the students who do not have a cat, 75% have a dog. Complete the two-way table.
Okay. So we want to complete the table, right? Then at the beginning, what is the total number which you have it in this question? The total number was how many? The total number
50.
was 50, right?
50.
Okay, so it will be the key. I will give you 2 minutes and you will try to find the answer for the question. And then we will discuss it together. 400. Question number 1. What is the total number of students which we are working with in this table? What is the number of students, the total number? How many? Read the question. In a survey, 50 50 students. So we have to put in this digit or in this cell, we will put 50. Again, you have to search about the total number and you will put it in this cell. After that, he said 60% said they have cat. As I told you, you will start first to put the total at the top, right? So this is 50. This is the total number. And the two branches which we will work with in this question was the two parts which we will work with. It will be what? Cat. And in the other side, no cat. Okay. He said that 60% they have cat. So what is the first step, Ya Yusuf? We are going to make it here. 60% they have cat. Then Yusuf, you can hear me? 60% they have cat. Yes, Yari.
We'll make 60 over 100 multiply 50.
So we will make 60 over 100 multiply by 50 to find the number of students which they have cat. Equal how many?
30.
How many?
30.
30. Oh, sorry. So we have 30 students, they have cat. So we will go directly and we will put it where? In front
The
of
total of the
cat. So I have here, I have 30. Then if I have 30, they have cat. Then how many don't have cat? What we are going to do, it will be 50 minus
50 minus 30
equal
20.
Equal 20. Yes. Then 50 minus 30 equal 20. So where we are going to put it, we will put it in front of the total students which they don't have cat. So I have here 20. Then we will back to the question. He said 70% also have a dog. Then of the students who have cat, then we are talking about 30 or 20? 30. How many percent they have dog? How many percent they have dog?
70.
70. So what we are going to do, 70% multiply by how many now? Multiply by 30. They have dog. How many?
21.
21. Thank you. Then we have 21 students. From those students which they have cat, also they have dog. So how many students have cat but don't have dog? We will make what? We will say 30 minus 21, right? It will be 9. We want to complete the rest of the table. Now, how many students they don't have a dog? Right? We said, I'm sorry, we said that 31 they have cat and also they have dog. How we will continue the rest of the table? Did we deal with all the numbers of percentage which he gave it to us? He said that 50%, 60%, so we calculated 60%, and after that they have a cat. Of the students who have a cat, 70% also have a dog. Then if 70% have a dog, which means 30% don't have dog. Who will continue? Of the students who don't have cat, the students who don't have cat, which we are going to deal with how many? Don't have
9.
no, which the student which they don't have
15.
cat. Don't have cat. How many students don't have cat?
20.
20.
He said how many percent? For the student which they don't have cat, they have a dog. 75. So it will be 75% times how times 20. So how many students they have dog?
15.
15. So we will go and we will put 15. They don't have cat, but they have dog. Now, how we will fill the space? How many students don't have cat and don't have dog? Don't have. Huh? How many? How many? 5. Why? Because already at the beginning, we have 20 and 15 of them, they have dog. Then 5 don't have dog. How we will fill the rest here? How we will find, complete the table here? Those two. What we are going to do?
21 plus 15.
21 plus 15, it will be equal 36. And 9 plus 5, it will be equal 14. How you will check your answer now that your answer was correct?
Add the column with the row.
Yes, add the column and add the rows. 30 plus 20 equal how many? Equal 50. 36 plus 14 equal how many? Equal 50. Then you made a correct answer. Okay, then for this table, take care about the percentage which he gave it to us, please. He said, at the beginning, have cat and don't have cat. Then you can use this way to make 2 branches, cat and no cat. The total was 50. He said 60% have cat, which means 30. Then 50 minus 30, which means we have 20 don't have cat. He said 70% for those which own cat, they have also dog. So we calculated 70% of 30 becomes 21, which means I have 21, they own cat and dog in the same time. Then a total student which they have cat was 30. Then 30 minus 21, it will be equal 9. After that, he said 70% for those students which they don't have cat, they have dog. Then calculate 70% of 20 equal 50. Understood how you can fill the table and how you can read and complete a two-way table? Understood?
Yes.
There is a second part which is talking about relative frequency. Relative frequency, it will be is a ratio of the number of times of event occurs to the total number of events. In the following part, which we will continue, inshallah, next Sunday, we have to compare to decide if this data has a relative frequency or not. It depends on the percentage between the data. Then we will stop today till this part to know how you can fill the table, and then we will continue the rest, inshallah, next Sunday. Could you please, you will check